What's going on, guys? JHoyt back with you today. As soon as I get back from being sick, I get sick again. So hopefully this is the last time I have to come back from being sick, because it absolutely sucks. But today, it's been a while since this has actually happened, but I'm here to talk about the CWL Pro League Division B recap. I wanted to do like a predictions video, and I'm not doing that. So we have the recap video for you guys today. And also, first match of league play, not the actual first match, but the first match on my channel. We're playing some Control on the map Arsenal, using the ICR to start off with. End up missing a lot of shots, and end up switching to the Maddox relatively quickly. So let's just start off with the standings for Division B on your screen. Now you can see 100 Thieves on top, 5-2. United also tied for first, 5-2. Team Heretics tied at first, 5-2. Then in fourth place we have Splice at 4-3. In fifth place we have Enigma 6 or E6 at 3-4. Team Envy 3-4 as well. Denial sitting at 2-5, and in eighth place we have Accelerate Gaming. So let's just kind of talk about this division. So the kind of the top four from this division would probably be 100 Thieves, United, Splice, and Envy, just kind of based off of kind of on paper of who they have on their team. And then kind of mid-tier teams, you have Heretics, and then the rest of them are kind of like alright teams, I guess. But Heretics, really good performance coming out of Vegas. So we were really excited to see what they could do. They were really talking about, what they could do along the lines of like Midnight and Gen G, teams that weren't expected to do well but end up doing really well. And Heretics sitting at 5-2, tied in like a three-way tie for first. I don't think it's actually tied, but they sit the same record basically. But let's kind of go through them. So 100 Thieves sitting in first place. Now these guys started off so tough. And I don't remember exactly when they made the roster change of moving Pharaoh to the bench and picking up Priesta. But I think that was after the first week, if I'm not mistaken. So if you guys didn't see it, they dropped Pharaoh, or I guess moved him to the substitute position, and picked up Priesta on loan from FaZe Clan. Now also, 100 Thieves wanted a coach to help, the other four kind of resolve their internal issues. So they also picked up Crowder, or Replays, who was a player on FaZe turned coach. But Replays, I'm going to call him Replays because that's what I know him by. Replays, a very smart player in and out of the game. Makes a perfect coach. He was a coach at one point for FaZe Clan back in the day. Then he came back to playing, and now he's back to coaching. And now he's with the 100 Thieves squad, and they managed to pull off 1-2 in the first week before the roster change, I believe. Second week they come in 4-0, so they are on a 4-game winning streak heading into Fort Worth. So really surprising kind of week by them, but with the addition of Priesta, it definitely helped them. A team that's in the top two is kind of no surprise is E-United. E-United's a very good team. Obviously, grand finals with Optic Gaming at Vegas. Very solid team all around. But they went 3-1 in week 1. They went 2-1 in week 2, only losing to Team Envy in a 3-0 fashion, and then in a game 5 versus Heretics. So Envy was kind of on a decent kind of couple of game momentum spree, I'll call it, and they showed up against Envy or against United and actually like kind of surprised them. But United 1-game winning streak, it's nothing too crazy, but with a 5-2 record, they sit in a really good spot. And then in third place, the last team at 5-2 is Team Heretics. Now, Heretics, again, like Midnight, like Gen G, came out of not nowhere, but they did pretty well at Vegas as well. Came out, started the first week 4-0. Absolutely massive, 4-0. And then we're like, alright, is this going to be one of the only teams to go undefeated this week? And they weren't. And our next team we'll talk about here in a second, Splice, they also went perfect in the first week. But then in the second week, they started to figure them out. Heretics went 1-2. Now they're on a 1-game losing spree, or 1 losing streak. And I don't know what exactly happened. I didn't see their matches. But with Heretics, I mean, they're kind of a surprising team all around. So they lose to in week 2. They face off against Splice, who they end up winning against, which is just kind of surprising. They get 3-0'd by 100 Thieves, so kind of surprising there. And then they lose to Envy. So really tough week for them. But, with the perfect 4-0 start, you kind of figured that they were just going to kind of come in and do a little bit better. But hey, 5-2, that's still really good for them. Really glad to see some of these new faces showing up. And in 4th place, we had the team that also went perfect in week number 1, Splice. They went 3-0. Really solid team all around, obviously, with kind of the mixed squad. With I think it's 4 North American players and Jerd from, I guess, Europe. And this team looked really good first week. I mean, they came in, played some tough matches. Second week, though, this is where they kind of struggled. They went 1-3. So they went, from looking like a very, very dominant team to then being kind of questionable, sitting in 4th place at 4-3, going into Fort Worth. And it was just like, all right, was it just like a first week wonder, or what was it? And, kind of really surprising week 2 for them. But they're on a 3-game losing streak now. Hopefully they can redeem themselves before Fort Worth. And I still have really good faith in them, coming out strong at Fort Worth. And in 5th place, now this team, kind of surprising they're up this high. Being, a lower tier team, picking up a ex-Halo Pro and Frosty, really, really surprising. But they're actually 1 position ahead of Team Envious, who won the World Championship last year. But E6, kind of a surprising squad. Now, if you guys don't know who these players are, this is General, Diabolic, Kismet, Frosty, and they just picked up Chino in place of Cade. So this is a different team going forward than they did place at the Pro League. So I will say that, also with Sender as a substitute. I believe they also have a coach. I don't remember exactly who that is. But E6, like I said, new roster going into Fort Worth. Every other team so far has stayed exactly the same. But E6, 1-3 in week 1. Not really surprising, since it is kind of like a brand new team, and a lot of these other teams have been together for a while. And E6 is kind of a lower tier team compared to most of the teams in this division. But second week, a little bit more positive for them. They went 2-1, started off 2-0, and then lost their last game, which puts them on a 1-game losing streak. And then we have the defending world champs, Team Envious. So they start out week 1, 1-2. And, they were sitting in, like, a tied for, 5th place after week 1. Didn't really look that great. This team is so surprising, because last year they were so inconsistent. The fact that they won champs was absolutely a miracle, because there was arguably a lot better teams last year. And, Envy 1-2 in the first week. They were kind of like, alright, inconsistent as usual, whatever. Second week, they go 2-2. On a 2-game win streak. So they kind of make themselves up a little bit, but 3-4 for the defending world champs, really, really surprising, but not really surprising at the same time, knowing how inconsistent they were last year. Our 7th team, Denial. Now this team is a French squad with Whalers, Zeke, Risk, Breezy, Natche. And not really surprising that this team is a bottom 2 team. I mean, I would have definitely said bottom 3 team for Denial. I mean, they sit in the bottom 2, which is no surprise. But there's some kind of notable names on here that have done stuff in the past, such as Whalers, and I think I recognize Natche. But first week, they go 0-4. I mean, the first week they faced, let's see, week 4, where am I? Week 4. Oh, no, it would be week 3. I guess that'd be the first week of play. So they lose to E6, to Heretics, 100 Thieves, and Envy. So with the exception of E6, they had a pretty tough week. And, yes, that's a tough week, but you expect them to get at least 1 win there, maybe against E6. But that was E6's only win in the first week. But second week, no easier for them. They had E United, they had Splice, Accelerate, and I believe I'm missing one of their games. Or no, they had 4 in the first week. No, so there would only been 3. So yeah, really tough week for their week 2. But not really surprising, they came in 7th. But compared to our last team, and Accelerate in the 8th position, 1-2 in the first week, 0-4 in the second week. They're on a 6-game losing streak. Now this team was a kind of shocking team, but now they went and changed. Now I'm going to make a different video talking about the whole situation, but basically Midnight broke up, UIU made a couple roster changes, Accelerate changed up their roster, and they made a new Accelerate roster, and I think whoever else was made a couple of changes as well. But Accelerate, not the best of teams. Are they going to do any better now with the likes of Jetly Brack from Midnight, Skies from UIU? You know, is this going to be a better team? Probably not, but really surprising. But kind of straightforward for Division B, with the exception of kind of Envy, a little bit lower than they probably should be. But knowing they're inconsistent kind of proves that for the first week before, or I guess the first couple weeks before CWL Fort Worth. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up here. This has been your recap of Division B, the first kind of part of it. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Well, as per usual, guys, leave a like if you did enjoy. Comment what you guys thought of Division B down in the comment section below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, guys, we'll see you next time.